Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is future me here, or more like real time almost me. I felt like I needed to make this video because unfortunately when we originally started this journey, I did record a few videos, but at some point when I was cleaning up my phone to like make memory space for memory, I apparently accidentally deleted those videos. So I just wanted to give you guys a quick rundown from the very, very beginning. So we originally started our TTC journey, which is trying to conceive, back in on September 14th of 2022. I remember the exact date because that was the first doctor's appointment that we had. So that was the first time we ever went, and we originally we went in saying we wanted to do IVF because we knew the chances were higher. But, and I think I do mention this in one of the videos later, but anyways, so that first appointment, the doctor had did an ultrasound and said I had a bunch of eggs that looked great, and we just needed to purchase the sperm. And then from there, like, we would schedule the IUI, get the medication or the trigger shot to do the process, and then, move forward with it. But then a month later in October is when we decided, because we were originally planning, like, we had just kind of went just to get a feel, like, what the process was, time frame. And then in October, which is where the video started, is when we officially decided we wanted to start, like, actually physically trying to get pregnant. So it has officially been a year. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys that quick insight so that way you guys know what, where this started. So September 14th is when everything originally, like, our first doctor's appointment. But yeah, enjoy this video. It's been a long, crazy journey. I will warn you guys now, it's pretty emotional, a big roller coaster. A lot of back and forth. Yes, we're doing this. No, we're not. Like, just not because of our own choices, just life. God's plan is bigger than ours. We, had certain days and months set in mind and like, okay, we're doing this now, but then something happens and it kept getting pushed back. So yeah, so it's just a lot, like I said, a lot of ups and downs, but we're still so thankful and grateful to be where we are today. Enjoy. Y'all, I am freaking out right now. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I don't know if I told y'all in the previous clips. I should have gone back, but okay, so basically we are finally in the process of getting pregnant. Oh God, cross our fingers and our toes and everything. So basically, Kari and I, we've been talking about it since before we went to the doctor, when we went to the doctor, blah, blah, blah. And we never really like set like an exact time. I personally wanted to do it selfishly in February because that would mean more than likely we would get a Scorpio baby. And hello, Scorpios. But yeah, I mean, that was just selfishly, that's the only reason why I wanted it. But we ended up deciding that we're gonna do it now. So I called our doctor, and I talked to the nurse, and she told me to start the progesterone today, and then we'll wait. You take it for 10 days and you're supposed to get your period, but you can get it like while you're taking the pill. It's just supposed to help you like start your cycle so that way you can ovulate. So she said on day 1 of my cycle, the day I start my period, to call her so that way we can schedule the appointment for me to go in so they can do the ultrasound to check my ovaries. And then they'll make sure, you know, that my eggs look good, so that way we can do, like, there's a separate appointment where then at that point they'll do the insemination. So we had been back and forth about whether to do IVF first or IUI first. But when we went to the doctor did advise us that because I am younger, so he says younger, I'm 28, about to be 29, but thank you. He said that IVF, like, is way too advanced for my age. He was like, I highly, highly, highly recommend that we do IUI first and a couple of rounds of IUI. And if for some reason it doesn't take, then we can go to IVF. So we're like, okay. So of course we talked about it. We were still kind of on the fence, but we were like, you know what? Let's just try it. You know, like, hopefully my body works and does what it's supposed to do. Fingers crossed. And then we can go from there. But yeah, so we're super, super excited. It's just like so surreal that I could possibly be pregnant within the next maybe 3 weeks. Like, that's insane to me, because all my life, all my freaking life, that's all I've ever wanted. That's all I've ever imagined myself being, is just a mom. Like, carrying my baby in my belly, like giving birth to my baby. I can't even tell y'all how many dreams I have had of being pregnant, of giving birth, and it's just like such a real feeling in my dream. And then, like, when I realize in my dream it's just a dream, like, I'm just like, fuck, you know, like, this isn't real life. But I try to stay in my dream as long as possible, just to like soak up that feeling. I got chills just talking about it. But yeah, I mean, the crazy thing is that if you guys are watching this, that means that we're pregnant. Like, that's fucking crazy, bro. Like, we are literally pregnant. I'm manifesting it. I am putting it into existence. We are pregnant. I am pregnant. I have a little baby forming in my belly. For this child, we have prayed, and the Lord has granted us the desires of our heart. That has been my new prayer, and I'm going to keep praying it and saying it until the day we have our baby in our arms. Oh my gosh, so emotional. But stay tuned, y'all. I will keep you guys posted. I'm going to keep taking my progesterone until I get my period. When I go to the doctor, I'll try my best to film for you guys when they do the ultrasounds and stuff. But yeah, stay tuned, and fingers crossed, toes crossed, everything crossed for a baby. Bye.
Good job.
Are you excited?
Yes, I am.
Are you nervous?
No, just kidding.
I am. Waiting for the doctor to see if this is my baseline appointment, to see if my follicles are growing at the rate that they're supposed to. And if they are, then I will get started on medication, the shots. Okay, so quick update after going to the doctor this morning. He put in a prescription for birth control, so that's part of the process as well. I missed a step earlier. I had told you guys as long as everything looked good, then they would start putting me on like the injections and stuff, but that's the following step. So first I have to do birth control. I will start that tomorrow just because I have to take it the same time every day. But yeah, guys, so far so good. Once again, the news this morning was just beyond amazing. Hearing that I have so many eggs, like he was even shocked at how many eggs I have, and like just how good my ovaries look. That was just such a blessing to hear. I got a little emotional earlier, but yeah, so I will start taking the birth control tomorrow. And then he said within like 7 or 8 days, I'll have to go back. I guess they're going to check my ovaries again to make sure that the birth control is doing what it needs to do. But I will definitely keep y'all updated. Hey, y'all. So I look a mess. But quick update. So, girl. Quick update. So I got some bad news earlier. Okay. So I have health insurance, obviously, through my job, regular health insurance, but my job also has fertility benefits. So it's like a third party company that you get additional fertility benefits through. So basically, like all the, regardless if we were to stick to IVF or go down the IUI path, my eyelashes look crusty. All we pay out of pocket is our deductible plus the maximum out of pocket. And then and then from there, like Progeny, which is the company, the fertility benefit company, they pay everything else. So IVF costs $25,000, we pay $3,000, they pay the rest, etc., etc. So anyways, so I had spoken to them when I first started working at my current job, and they were like, because I had already seen this fertility doctor from my last job, so I wanted to stick with him. And when I called the Progeny girl, I was like, this is my doctor, whatever. She's like, well, if they're covered under your health insurance, then we work with them. And I'm like, okay, that's perfect. So that's why we stuck with him, and we've been going to him, whatever. But something told me today, like, let me just call to make sure that like all my benefits are activated, since, we're moving forward from here. We're getting the ball rolling. I need to make sure that there's nothing else I need to do. So I called, and she was like, it was a new girl, and I told her, this is my doctor. She's like, yeah, let me just make sure that he's covered. And she looks and she's like, he's not listed here. And I'm like, what the fuck? She's like, yeah, so you're not going to get the benefits with him. And I'm like, great. So that was just like, I don't know. I just felt like we were like up here. And then now we're like back to square one. But oh my gosh, I'm just like so overwhelmed. I'm praying to God that it's gonna work out. I know it is, because everything works out for me, because I'm a lucky girl. New manifestation, by the way. If you know, you know. But anyways, yeah. So, and by the way, I don't know if I've been giving you guys a time update, but today's January 13th, 2023. So that's where we're at. But I will be calling a new doctor's office. Fuck, they're probably going to be closed Monday because of the holiday. Damn it. But hopefully they're not. I don't know. I'll call. But yeah, just wanted to let you guys know we're going to have to be switching doctors. So everything's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. I'm just a little bit overwhelmed. I needed to vent. But yeah, bye. Hey y'all, quick update. So today is March 3rd. Kind of good news, kind of no news. I finally found a doctor that I am happy with so far. I think I had mentioned to you guys before how there were like a couple of options, and the first one I had went with him, and the first conversation I had with him, I felt really good. And I just felt like he knew what he was doing, compared to the first doctor that we had. But he had told me, we're gonna test you, we got to do this, we got to do blood work, blah blah blah. And I was like, okay. And he's like, I'll have my nurse get in touch with you. Never heard from the nurse. When I would contact her, she just didn't really know what she was talking about, and it was just not a good experience. And whenever I would call, like, either like nobody would ever answer the office phone, or like they would be like, oh yeah, she'll call you, like we'll have her call you back, and then the nurse would never call me back. Like, it was just really hard to get in touch with somebody there. So that was just like a major turnoff. And luckily I still had the appointment set for the other office, So I went there. Well, not I went there. I had a phone consultation with the doctor. And I mean, the difference from the first and second doctors to talking to this one, and I read reviews on her, and like everything was like just good, literally no bad reviews. And like her rate of getting people pregnant was a lot higher, which I mean, granted, I get it also depends on the person, but there's a lot of factors that go into it that some doctors don't always tell you about. So for example, one of the things that she mentioned to me, because I had mentioned to her, you know, about my weight, I was like, I'm overweight, it's obvious. But that wasn't something that either one of the first two doctors had talked about. And in my head, like as it is, you know, from what I've been told and just from what I've like read and stuff, getting pregnant when you're overweight is harder as opposed to somebody who is thinner and more fit, you know? So, but one of the doctors I had talked about it, I think it was the second doctor, and he was like, no, like, you know, you can still get pregnant, blah, blah, whatever. And I was like, okay. But I had brought that up to this one, and she was like, she's like, you know, of course, we always want you to be like at your healthiest, you know, we don't want you to be overweight. And so, she's like, but she's like, with me, like, I'd be willing to still try it. But she's like, as far as the actual IVF procedure, our anesthesiologist will not do the procedure with someone whose BMI is over 40, and mine is over 40. So she's like, you know, regardless, we won't be able to do the actual IVF procedure until your BMI is under 40, like just for safety precautions, you know, whatever. So that made me feel more comfortable too, because I'm like, okay, she knows what she's doing. But yeah, so that's really where we're at right now. Gotti and I are on a health kick, which I know well, at least I should have gotten on a long time ago, but it is what it is. Everything happens for a reason. The timing happens for a reason. I was really, really hoping, like in my head, I had already said it, that we were going to be pregnant by now and we would have our baby by the end of the year. But the way that things are looking, praying to God, God willing, knock on wood, that we will still be pregnant this year, just won't have the baby by this year. We'll have the baby by next year, but that's okay. Everything happens in God's timing. I'm giving it all to God, and I'm just, in my head right now, I just have the mentality, like, you want to be the best version of yourself for your baby. Like, I just, you know, like, and God forbid anything happened to me. Like, I just read a story. No, I won't go into that. But anyways, yeah, so it's all good in the neighborhood. That's what's happening. So I will continue to keep y'all updated. Hey y'all, so real quick, just wanted to let y'all know what was happening. So I just got to my doctor's appointment. I'm running a little bit late, but they are doing what's called an HSG test, as well as an in-house hysteroscopy, where basically they're just gonna check my uterus, check the size of it, make sure it looks good, and then they're also gonna run, I think, like a liquid through my, fallopian tubes to make sure that there's nothing blocking, like for my eggs and stuff. So they had me take a pill called misoprostol, something like that, miso something. But basically, it's typically used for abortions, or like to induce labor. So like if you have a miscarriage, that's what they would give you to like flush, like make you go into labor to flush the baby out. But anyways, they gave me that, I guess, because it also softens your cervix. And so it helps like for the procedure that they're going to be doing. But anyways, it's just crazy because, bro, I'm literally having, I guess, contractions. It's super weird to say because obviously I'm not pregnant yet, but I was like Googling it because the whole morning I was like cramping and cramping and cramping, but it's not like period cramps. Like it's like different cramps. And so I Googled like what exactly the pill does. And yeah, it softens your cervix and it like makes your uterus contract to like push whatever it is out. And I'm like, that's so crazy, bro. Like, I'm literally having mini contractions right now. Like, it's so fucking weird to say. But anyways, I gotta go. I gotta go inside. I'm gonna try to film as much as I can, if I can. But yeah, if not, I'll update y'all after. Y'all, I have to poop so bad. And I was like, I need to go to the bathroom, but I have to have a full bladder for the procedure. So I'm just like, they're like, no, sorry, you can't go. Like, you can't empty your bladder. And I'm like, oh my God. God forbid I fucking shit myself while they're doing this.
That I believe. That I believe.
I think it's only if you don't pay the ticket.
I don't know. I know, I'm sorry. So this is the worst one out of the two procedures. And I apologize, but I'm going to try to go as quick as I can, okay? I'm just trying to make sure I don't pinch you. Okay. I'm going to paint the cervix with some brown soap. It's called Betadine.
Okay.
I'm going to put some numbing medicine into the cervix.
Okay.
This is the lidocaine. You're going to feel a little cramp and then it's going to go numb, okay?
Okay.
Okay, cramp right now as I inflate that catheter. Okay, I'm going to leave that speculum in just for a second, okay? And then I'll take it out. I'm going to push dry. Lots of cramping is really normal right now, okay?
Okay.
I'm still in the cervix. Hold on for me. I have dye going into the cavity. It's coming out of your left tube. And then it's starting to go into your right tube. It's spilling from your left. And now it's spilling from the right. 2 seconds and I'm going to be done. You're doing fantastic. Everything's out. I'm done. Let me get that speculum out, okay?
Okay.
You doing okay, Yoni? You're gonna feel a gush right here as I take those out.
Oh.
If you just lift your bottom up for a second, and you're welcome to move up higher in the bed so you're on that pad.
Okay. Ready.
So this is the cervix.
Okay.
This upside down triangle is the cavity. This is dye spilling out of your left tube, and then dye spilling out of your right tube.
Okay.
So tubes are normal in size. They are not locked. It looks good. So if you want to turn your head over here, you can actually see what I'm looking at.
Okay.
So mild cramping is normal. Okay, so this is your cervix here. Hold on for me, I'm almost there, I know. It's a really long cervix. I'm in. Picture. That's your left tube that's being blocked by a bubble. And your right one's right there. And then I'm going to do a bar view. Oh, I don't want that blow. Picture. Picture. It looks great. Look at that long cervix. Do you see that?
Yes.
And keep going, I'm not done yet. It's good to have a long cervix. Like I said, it keeps baby in. Okay, hang on, I gotta take all this out. You did great.
Okay. Y'all, so if you couldn't tell from those clips by my breathing and noises I was making, that those procedures, both of them, were truly uncomfortable. I don't want to say painful, because it's not like I was like in excruciating pain. It was just like major cramping, like period cramps, like on steroids, like just like tight cramps. Oh my gosh, it was intense. But more than anything, it was just uncomfortable, especially having a full bladder, like, and having to poop. Y'all, that was intense. But anyways, I'm glad that's over with and everything looks beautiful. Everything, my body is ready for a baby, which is so truly exciting. Everything looks good. Like she said, long cervix to carry the baby looks great. My uterus is perfect. I mean, my body's literally ready. Now it's just a matter of losing the weight to, you know, make the pregnancy stick. So down 16 pounds already, but I don't know. I'm excited. I'm trying to stay positive. Everything's gonna come at the perfect time. I just know it. So yeah, that's the update for now. I don't think I gave you guys a date update, but today's April 21st, 2023. So yeah, that's where we're at on the time frame. Okay, so quick update on my phone doctor's appointment with Dr. Thomas, the fertility doctor. So basically, the whole reason for the appointment was because I had told them, you know, like I've lost, at that time when I first called, I was down 24 pounds, I think. And I had told them, you know, I've been trying, it's been so many months, and, you know, I'm doing the best that I can, like, but we're just so, like, impatient, like, we just truly want to start trying to have a baby. So the nurse was like, well, you know, sometimes they make an exception, whatever. Anyways, so I had this appointment with her, and it started off with her, like, telling me the whole IVF process, like, if we were literally about to get it started. And that low-key was, like, freaking me out because I was like, oh my God, it's actually happening. But she, I guess, like, doesn't remember that we had already talked about everything. Excuse my makeup table in the back. But anyways, so basically I'm going in tomorrow, which is Friday, to do a weight check or a BMI check, because according to my scale, I'm down a total of 36 pounds as of today. And I told her that, and she was like so excited. She's like, yeah, if your BMI has to be, she's like, they can make an exception if it's within this range. So she's like, come in, we'll check you. But anyways, so yeah, they're gonna have to check me as long as we get the approval. Once the anesthesiologists see me, and they'll check my airways to make sure everything is good, then as long as they say yes, then we can finally get the process started. So fingers crossed, positive vibes. August is gonna be the month of good news. I know it, I feel it in my heart. I've just been feeling like so, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I just feel it in my gut. Like, it's coming. Like, it's literally coming. And I am so fucking excited. I stopped with the plan in my head of like, okay, by this month we're going to get pregnant, which means this month we're going to have the baby. Like, I stopped planning it because I just keep getting disappointed because it keeps getting pushed back. I'm just like, you know what, God already has his plan and we just have to roll with the punches. But I know I'm doing my part. You know, I've quit smoking, I've quit drinking, I've been losing the weight. I'm trying to get my body ready for this baby. And I know God sees that, and he's gonna gift us with the reward of our child. So I'm just so ready and accepting of that. But I'll keep y'all updated. So just a quick update for you guys. I just left the doctor's office. Like, I had told you guys to do a BMI check, and even though, like, in my head I was literally like, I already felt like pre-disappointed because I had a feeling that they were gonna tell me they wanted me to still lose more weight. But then, like, on the way here, I was just like, oh my God, like, what if she actually does tell me that we can move forward and talk to the anesthesiologist or whatever. So I get there, they weigh me, of course, because their scale is different than mine. I weighed 3 more pounds than I did at home this morning, but whatever. The girl's like, well, let me talk to the doctor and see if she's okay with you consulting with the anesthesiologist now or what she wants you to do. And I'm like, okay, because they said my BMI went down like 3 numbers, and she's like, the nurse was like, you're doing really good, like, that's a big drop, so she might like allow you to talk to the anesthesiologist. And I was like, okay. So then she comes back and she's like, yeah, Dr. Thomas said she wants you to lose like 10 to 15 more pounds to get your BMI to this. She's like, and then we can start the process. And I'm just like, okay, like, I mean, what the fuck can I say? Like, no, I don't want to do that. But I just get so fucking frustrated, dude, because I'm like, it's so hard. Like, it shouldn't be this fucking hard. Like, I have to go through all of this to be a mom. Like, that's all I want out of this, is to be a mom. And it's such a fucking struggle to fucking get there. And it's like, oh, it's so frustrating. It's frustrating because there's people who, straight couples or heterosexual couples, whatever, that can have, that don't even want kids, okay? That literally will make it clear that they don't want kids. But they have sex one drunken night and they get fucking pregnant in one night. But because I have a wife and we're two females, it's not that easy for us. Like, we have to jump through all these fucking hoops just to be parents. Like, it's just so goddamn frustrating that we have to go through all of this. And I'm like, dude, I'm doing my part. Like, I'm losing the weight. I've lost fucking 35 pounds already. And they still want me to lose more, which I get it. Like, the main reason that they want me to drop this weight is because it's for my health. Like, they want, you know, me to be healthy during the procedure. And also, it obviously, like, the heavier you are, there's a lower risk for you to get pregnant. But at the same time, this goes back to a heterosexual couple having sex, and the girl can be obese and really, really big, and she still gets pregnant so easily. And I'm like, why? Like, why does it have to be so hard, dude? Like, oh, I just get so fucking frustrated. But like I said, I mean, what can I do besides go back home and keep eating healthy and working out and doing everything that I can to lose the weight? But it's just, it's not a fucking easy process. Like, losing so much weight it takes a fucking toll on you, dude. And especially, like, the reason that I'm doing it for is, like, I'm just so impatient, and obviously Kari is too, and she gets frustrated, and oh, it just makes me so mad that this is how it has to be. But it is what the fuck it is. I'm gonna keep doing my part, and I don't know how long it's gonna take me to lose these 10 to 15 pounds, but I hope it's not a long fucking time. But we'll see. I'll keep you guys posted. Here at the fertility doctor again. Hoping, well, she's gonna be doing an ultrasound to make sure that my ovaries are easily accessible based off of the weight that I've lost, which she's never had issues before, but she just wants to make sure. I'm really trying not to get my hopes up this time, but I'm also like, there shouldn't be an issue, so we'll see. Y'all, so I have not updated you, but after my last doctor's appointment, you know, the doctor told me she wanted me to lose more weight. I was super discouraged, and even then, at that appointment, I didn't see the doctor directly. It was the nurses that spoke to the doctor, and she was the one that told them, like, yeah, just have her lose more weight, whatever. Anyways, so then at that point, Kari and I were just like frustrated, obviously, and like getting desesperadas. Like, we just, you know, we want to be moms already. And so we talked about it, and we decided to ask to switch to IUI instead of the IVF. So I had called and requested to speak to my doctor, and she called me back, and I told her, I was like, look, I'm stuck at this weight. Like, I'm literally doing everything in my power to lose more weight, and nothing's happening. Like, the scale is not moving, and it's just frustrating, and we want to have our baby already. I said, so is there any way that we can switch from IVF to IUI? And she's looking over my records, and she's like, well, your BMI is under the limit that it's supposed to be at. And she's like, so we can get you in just to check your ovaries. And I'm like, what? Like, my BMI has been the same since the last time I went when you told me to lose 10 more pounds. I reviewed it again, and basically, like, you're under the required BMI, so we can move forward with the IVF process. And a part of me was like really upset, because I'm like, so you're telling me that we could have started this 2-3 weeks ago when I last went into the office, but we had to wait until now. But anyways, I was like, okay, great news, great news. So she's like, let me get you in to do an ultrasound just to check your ovaries. She's like, you know, I just want to make sure that they're easily accessible, because obviously I still have a panza. I'm not a skinny queen. And so she's like, as long as I can get to your ovaries easily, like, we'll be good. You'll need to see the anesthesiologist. He'll check your airway, and then we can move forward. And I'm like, say less. So I go for my ultrasound, and right away, like, she goes in and she's like, your ovaries are perfect. I can get right to them. That's no issue. We're good with that. And she's like, did you already see the anesthesiologist? And I'm like, no. So I had to go back a different day. So I went back. This was last Thursday. And I saw the anesthesiologist. But, oh no, I'm sorry. Hold on, rewind. So when I went to do the ultrasound, my anxiety was through the roof. Like, obviously, this is something we've been anticipating. This is something that we've been waiting for so freaking long. So knowing that it was like, you know, we're moving forward, I was just like so anxious. And so when they took my blood pressure was so freaking high, like really scary high. And so my doctor was like, we'll retry to take it like before you leave, but we need to get that down. And mind you, I do have high blood pressure. I take medication for it, but it was just so high. And so she does the procedure, or the ultrasound, and then they reach. And the second time they took my blood pressure, it was still high. It had gone down a little bit, but it was still pretty high. And I was just telling them, like, guys, I just have anxiety. Like, I'm freaking out right now. And so my doctor was like, okay, but when you come back to see the anesthesiologist, like, we need to make sure that your blood pressure is good, because if not, they're not going to want to move forward. And I'm like, yeah, no worries. It's fine. Like, no biggie. My blood pressure will be fine. So I go on Thursday to check with the anesthesiologist, and he checks my airway, and he's like, perfect, like, there's no issue, open your mouth, look at my whatever, good. I'm like, okay, thank God. And they take my blood pressure, and my blood pressure is still high. I'm just like, oh my God. And the anesthesiologist was kind of like, he's like, look, I get it, like, nerves are high, like, you're anxious, whatever. He's like, we can still move forward, but if you come that day to do the egg retrieval and you have high blood pressure, we're sending you home. So there's no point in us moving forward if your blood pressure isn't where it needs to be. And I was like, okay. So he's like, I would recommend calling your PCP, because it was like bad high. Like, if my medication wasn't working, basically. So he's like, you should call your PCP and have them like raise your dosage to see if that helps you, whatever. And I was just crying. I was a mess. I didn't even record myself that day, because I felt like we were taking like 10 steps forward, and then we had to take 10 steps back. Like, we get somewhere and then we don't. So I was just like, oh my God, first it's the weight thing, then that gets approved, and then it's my blood pressure, and then yeah, so it's just been a mess. But anyways, so right away I call my PCP, and I'm like, look, my blood pressure has been high these last couple of days. I need better medication, new medication, higher medication. So right away they put in the request. My PCP approved it. Same day I got my new prescription. So then I called the fertility office back, and I'm like, look, I got my new prescription. Like, can we move forward? And they're like, oh no, well, now we need a letter from your doctor, your PCP, stating that they raised the dosage and that they're approving you to move forward with fertility treatments. Bro, si no es algo, es otro. Like, if it's not one thing, I don't think that's how the saying goes, but if it's not one thing, it's another. And it's just been a roller coaster, to say the least. So, I call my PCP and I'm like, I need this letter. And they're like, okay. Like, they thought it was an odd request, but I'm like, look, this is what my doctor wants. Please give me what my doctor wants. Like, I just need to do this. So she talks to my PCP. I was talking to the nurse, and then sure enough, yesterday they send me the letter. I email it to the fertility clinic, and then this morning I get a call from the IVF coordinator, which is always good news when they contact you directly, because they're the ones that plan out everything when it comes to IVF. And then next week, so today is September 26th. God willing, things keep going as planned, which I'm being positive about it. Next week, I will start the medication and I will prepare my body for egg retrieval. And in about 3 weeks, we will be doing the egg retrieval. And God willing, I have a ton of beautiful, healthy, mature eggs. And they can get fertilized, and we can fertilize a good amount of them, at least 10. That's wishful thinking, but I'm being positive. And we have those beautiful embryos, and we did opt in to do genetic testing, so they'll be testing them, and then we will be moving forward with the implantation. So this is all, like, at this point, scheduling is happening. This is all supposed to happen within 2 months, like the next 2 months, which means I'm getting butterflies in my tummy right now, that if I'm doing the math right, I could be going in for the implantation the week of my birthday. And that's crazy. Very crazy. But anyways, I just wanted to let you guys know we finally got the good news after months and months and months. It's literally been a year since we started planning and like trying to like get my body ready. So it's so crazy that we finally got the okay from the doctor. Like, I am just ecstatic. Gadi's so fucking happy. I was like blowing up her phone when she was at work. But yeah, we are just so happy. I cannot believe it. Like, we're ready to be moms. But yeah, I'll keep you guys posted on the process once I get the medications, and I'll show you guys all the medications and all that good stuff.